Welcome back to the O Show, everything crypto and NFTs every day. I'm your host with the most, WendyO. Okay, you guys, first and foremost, my daughter Lo, she is operating on my sister. They're playing doctor. It's so super cute. My sister's like laid out, and I walked in there to go say like, what's going on? Like, let me know what you guys want for lunch, and I'll go and order for you. And my daughter's like, you have to get out of here. I'm operating on the patient. It's serious. It's serious. So it's super cute. I'm so grateful for my family and my friends that have actually stood by me during this last year. But however, it's also good to know who didn't stand by you when you were going through a very, very dark time. But anyways, we have to talk about the massive Ripple win. That's going to shock you because it's exciting. I'm super excited. Plus, we have some bullish news for Cardano and Polygon. And I think that there was some issue with SHIB earlier. I don't know. We're going to cover that as well. But good morning to Dee, to Brian, to Raider, to Casey, and to Brian again. We also have a really awesome poll at the top, and we have 74 concurrent viewers, only 18 likes. We need at least 20 likes. No, we need at least 50 likes. Also, do good morning to TikTok. I appreciate you guys for being here. We have a poll at the top here because Bitcoin is dumping, which we talked about on the show, and your girl told you. However, people fade me. How low will Bitcoin go? Will we tap 25,000, 20,000, lower than your mom on a Sunday morning, or should we just get pizza today? Good morning to Kenny O. I love to see it. Love to see it. So those are going to be the options for the poll. So you guys should vote on that. When day do I go low? Well, depends. It also depends. It really, really does. We'll talk about that later, though. But let's kind of jump right into exactly what is happening because there's a lot of news that we're going to talk about. Also, too, I got a good video for you guys prepared at 3:30 p.m. PST. You're going to have to tune in to watch it. Those videos are like 3 minutes. They're really good because you're going to get a lot of information. A lot of information. 104 concurrent viewers. Shout out to Orlando, Florida. So funny story about Orlando, Florida. I was supposed to move to Orlando, Florida. I can't give you all of the details for legal reasons, but the thing about it is I was supposed to go because I had some business partners there and I wanted to go. But then we looked at it and things just were moving way too fast. Way too fast. And I ended up canceling because I didn't want to, but you know what comes next. Anyways, you guys, let's go and get into the news. And that's a kind of a funny story. But I'm really glad that I stayed and I made that executive decision because for the most part, let me tell y'all something about women. Women, we were given guts. Don't make a joke about that. No, but we were given intuition. Women are generally more intuitive than men, and that's not a bad thing. That's actually a good thing. The reason why it's a little bit better is because men are good at other things. Men are great at building things. They're great at being assertive. They're great at protecting you. They're great at providing. They're also, some men are pretty soft inside and do sweet things. And men do lead in some instances, but women do have intuition. And it is also important to note that generally in relationships, you have a very powerful man and the woman behind him has got great intuition and she's able to communicate effectively to him. He's able to hear her and communicate effectively back. And women help men make a lot of good decisions. That's neither here nor there, though. So all that I'm saying is respect your partner and communicate with them. Communication is important. But anyways, this is breaking news. We got to touch on it first. Breaking: Coinbase to suspend trading of USDT, DAI, and RAI stablecoins for Canadian users. This kind of sucks because Coinbase just kind of launched again in Canada, I believe. But anyways, it says Canadians can still deposit and withdraw the stablecoins after the proposed deadline. So there's a deadline that's going to happen. It's going to start on August 31st. My advice to you, this is not financial advice. This is just my opinion. If a particular crypto exchange you are using is going to halt trading on something, remove your assets as soon as possible to cold storage. You don't want to take that chance because if you fail to withdraw your stuff after the deadline, your coins could potentially get locked there. Okay. They can 100% get locked there. Wendy, are you even worried people won't be able to afford to buy crypto even for the next bull run? That's not my problem. That's a personal problem. If you're not able to budget properly, if you're not able to understand what a disposable income is, if you're not able to understand the basics of investing, that's not my problem. Also, too, you don't have to buy an entire Bitcoin. You do not have to buy an entire Bitcoin. You can purchase parts of a Bitcoin. You can buy $10 a Bitcoin or $25 a Bitcoin. So in order for that to happen, and let me tell y'all something too. Let me tell you something about myself. When I first got in this industry, I think I started with $1,000. I bought Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum. Okay. I didn't start off with a whole lot. And what I did was I would cut, if I want to invest in, and just in general, if I want to invest in something or I want to go on a trip, I have to do this. No, I have money. I'm talking about the rest of the world. And again, I'm giving you the answer. That is a personal problem. Okay. Part of operating in a true decentralized economy is staying out of people's business and not telling people what to do. I'm just here giving you my suggestions. If I want to buy something extra with my money, I will cut back on things. I will eliminate things. It's not my problem. It is not your problem. It is what it is. But the great thing about Bitcoin is you could buy $1 Bitcoin. You could buy $10 a Bitcoin. And unfortunately, that's a harsh truth. And people don't like to hear harsh truths. Bitcoin allows you to own your own money and have access to it 24/7, 365. Let's move on. Okay, thank you. But anyways, as far as Coinbase goes, any crypto exchange that you are signing up with, let me drop some alpha for you, okay? Any crypto exchange that you're signed up with and you're using, I put a little bit too much bronzer there. You need to actively be checking that exchange. Check the emails. Check the updates, because if you have crypto assets there, they go for bankruptcy, they want to shut down operations, they do listings, and you do not pay attention to that and remove your items. Or let's say you're seeing like some crazy rumors on Twitter or some whatever it is, and you don't move your coins out, you're going to lose your crypto assets. Look at Voyager, Celsius, BlockFi, FTX, all of them. First time I lost money was back in 2018, 2019 with Cryptopia. And after that, I understood when I leave money on a crypto exchange, it is my responsibility to pay attention to that and not to have too much there. Okay. So anyways, if you have assets on Coinbase, you need to get them off as soon as possible. As far as the stable coins go, those 3 stable coins that they list in. And I want you to continue to do due diligence if you're a Canadian user and see what other coins they may be delisting. And you need to get those off, because if you don't get them off by the deadline, you might not have access to them. So this news broke just right now. We're covering it on the channel. We've covered it on TikTok. Please be responsible for your own actions. And again, on this channel, we have done a great job helping to protect people from the crypto contagion. When all the drama with Celsius and 3 Arrows Capital and Terra Luna, all that stuff was happening, we live stream on the weekend of May 27th. I told y'all to get all of your crypto assets off of exchanges, and the people that listened to me were able to protect their capital. Unfortunately, I did leave some stuff on some of the exchanges, and it is what it is. But at the same time, I did take stuff off, and I was able to just, protect some of my assets. But that's what we do on this channel. We're here to help you. We were here to help you. All right. Now, let me say hi to the chat really quick. Hi to the chat. We have 213 concurrent viewers. You guys are absolutely amazing. I appreciate you. Only 80 likes. Stop grifting and get that like up. Shout out to Queen. She drives Mama's boat. Shout out to John, to Erico, to Charles, to Rosin, to Pew Pew. Boom. All right, let's get into the next story. So we broke the Coinbase story to you. So if you're a Canadian user, you need to get your crypto assets off of exchanges. In addition, you also need to, any crypto exchange you're using, you need to be focusing on that and getting updates from that, okay? Because if you have crypto assets there, you could lose them. Now, let's talk about Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is dumping. First, this is going to be the crypto bubbles. We love crypto bubbles. So Rune is up 6.1%. Hex is up 4.6%. Everything is pretty red. Now, when we take a look at the current Bitcoin chart, again, Wendy trades on Femex right now. So if you'd like to use my ref link, I would appreciate that. If you don't want to use it, that's fine. If you are going to use my ref link, you do in fact need to do your own due diligence, and you need to understand if you keep crypto assets on an exchange, that is your problem. You should not be doing that. That is not good. That is not a good idea. Nowaway says, wait, I'm from Canada. Basically, if you're from Canada and you use Coinbase, they're delisting some stable coins. So make sure to go ahead and reread that announcement and see if that applies to you. 102 likes, only 226 concurrent viewers. Smash the like, get it up, get it up. But if you want to use Femex, that's where I'm trading right now. That's your business. You have to read the terms of services to see if it makes sense. But this is what we're seeing right now with Bitcoin. I told you guys that we were going to tap onto this lower level here unless we break out above this $30,000 area. Okay. This is what I told you. Eventually we will see a breakout on the upside, but just not right now. Market Cypher has heading down. MACD is heading down. The 4-hour chart is also showing a really, really nice bounce. This is actually bullish here that we got a swing look low all the way down to 27,800 or 27,800, okay? And now we're popping up. However, it does look like market ciphers indicated a little of a round of a bottom here. So what I need to see is I need to see us get back above $28,000, okay? However, we are still in a downtrend. These particular patterns here, they generally go down and they break up. But I want to see a little bit more price action, you know, on the daily and see kind of where we close. So be cautious over here. If you shorted when we talked about this, congratulations. And I hope you used my ref link. Now, we need to get into nitty titty gritty. All right, so this is about Ripple, and this is very exciting. This is all very, very positive, bullish news. Very, very positive, bullish news. So if you are brand new to the channel and you're part of the XRP army, you are going to be very, very excited, and you should also smash a like and share this video, okay? I'm going to post my, I'm going to pin my message over here. I'm not, what did he say? 258 concurrent viewers, 115 likes. Leon said, I'm not grifting, I'm working. You better still smash that like. We need at least 220 likes. Please do that. That helps support me in the channel. Okay. I love you too, baby. Now let's go ahead and talk about this win for, okay. I want to preface this. Is that how I say it? Preface? Oh, my tootsies are numb. I'm part of the Wendy army. Yes, you are, Mr. C. Yeah, you are. Basically, if you guys don't know how we rock on this channel, if you are a decent person and you showcase kindness to me, I will rock with you and I'll support you. I will protect you at all costs. The moment you betray me, we don't tolerate it. I don't care if you're my baby father. I don't care if you're my mama. I don't care if you're my sister. I don't care if you're my cousin. The moment you betray me, out. I don't want my water. My hair looks nice today. Nice and clean. All right. I like Arculus, and they're also, they do some cool stuff. All right, now let's talk about this amazing XRP news. So first I want to preface that XRP being deemed not a security on the secondary market does impact the entire crypto asset industry. Yes, we do need some clear guidelines, but in the most part, that case law that was created or approved by Judge Torres that XRP is not a sale on the secondary market indicates that most crypto assets are not a sale on the secondary market. If you, in fact, so if you have an IEO, ICO, whatever it is, that potentially could be a security, that sale, but the sales on the secondary market aren't necessarily a security. However, that doesn't apply for every single crypto asset, but this defense could be used. I am not an attorney. I'm not a legal expert. This is just my opinion, okay? With that being said, let's talk about this amazing news for XRP. No Dusty say, Raider, F you, and Nikki for the hearts. Raider knows I'm just kidding. I give him a hard time all the time. Raider's being dad and was like, you need to do this and you need to do that with a thing. Don't worry. I'm gonna have somebody put some air in that. Also too, I was at the gym and I was hitting this bag and I done myself. Decline. Okay, babies, let's go ahead and talk about this. This is important. Okay. 300 concurrent viewers, only 149 likes. You need to smash a like. Smash a like. All right, let's see. Let's go ahead and read about this. All right. So this first started off with a tweet from Eleanor Terrett. Ripple files its response to the SEC's anticipated interlocutory appeal. The company, Garlinghouse, and Chris Larson oppose the appeal on the following grounds. The court order does not involve a controlling question of law. The SEC cannot show a substantial ground for difference of opinion, and an intermediate appeal will not advance the termination of this litigation. Here is a full letter below. And so this person here, I don't know who they are, Spence. They posted this, and shout out to Spence. Spence follows me. They said, LOL, learned how to pronounce interlocutory a week ago. I absolutely love it because I'm probably butchering it. Next, we have Mr. Stuart Alderoy. We oppose the SEC's request for interlocutory appeal. There is no extraordinary circumstances here that would justify departing from the rule requiring all issues as a parties to resolve before an appeal. So they don't want to do it. Ripple's like, F you. What is this? Then we have Mr. Garlinghouse. Reminder, the request for appeal, even if granted, doesn't change the fact that XRP is not a security. This is not up for debate or trial, but the SEC continues to claim that Chris and I acted recklessly in believing that XRP is not a security. That is utter nonsense. The judge, July 13th ruling said that the SEC would put their proofs at trial regarding their claims against Chris and me. We look forward to proving the SEC wrong as a matter of fact and law again. Okay. Also, too, crypto investors can now trade XRP options on BitExchange. BitExchange should sponsor the channel. So good for them. If you guys are a crypto investor, you want to go ahead and trade options on BitExchange, you can go ahead and do so. You'll have to do more due diligence about that. They also have a market cap of $38.88 billion at press time. But let's talk more about what's going on with XRP here. Okay, babies? Let's talk about it. So we're going to go ahead and read the notes here. I'm going to give you my thoughts. Ripple filed its opposition to the SEC to move forward and to move toward an interlocutory appeal relating to summary judgment given by Judge Torres. In a letter to Torres, Ripple's lawyers explained that because the SEC failed to satisfy elements of Howey tests relating to Ripple's distribution of XRP, the court should reject the SEC's motion. This type of appeal occurs when a ruling by a trial court is appealed while other aspects of the case are still proceeding. So just the XRP case is still going on. Or excuse me, I apologize. The Ripple case between the SEC is still going on, but for some other things. It's a massive, massive case. Interlocutory appeals are allowed only under specific circumstances. Lawyers believe it is more appropriate for the SEC to appeal after the final judgment. Lawyers gave three main arguments, which we kind of talked about. So what the SEC is doing basically at this time, they are just trying to push back. And what they're doing is reckless and it's irresponsible. Is Larson and Garlinghouse, are they innocent? I don't know. Okay. They're saying Garlinghouse said that he is innocent and we still need more evidence in court. But my issue with the SEC is they have unlimited resources, okay? Unlimited time, money, and people to help them because they're a public servant agency. Gary Gensler was placed into office by this current administration. And I would not care if they were doing this if we had some sort of guidelines, but we don't have guidelines. And that's where it gets problematic. That's what I don't like. Because when we don't have guidelines and you're just blindly suing people, that seems very predatory to me, okay? I understand that the SEC's purpose is to protect retail investors. However, I've never been protected. Okay. The SEC failed to protect me during crypto contagion. It's failed to protect me since I entered the industry in 2017, and it's failed to protect most of you. Thank you for the hearts. So that's my problem with it, is that we have these government agencies that create these laws and regulations and they're failing to protect us. Look at the banking industry. Look at the credit card industry. So my take on this is that Ripple has a very strong case and that they've got a great team of attorneys and that they do have the public support. If you're not a Ripple fan, you're not an XRP fan, you need to sit down, you need to relax, and you need to actually understand what exactly is we're fighting for. We are fighting for the ability to access our money 24/7, 365. We are also fighting for our ability for our liberty, okay? And when we talk about money, money is a basic human right. A lot of people don't talk about this enough. In 2023, money is a basic human right. You're not able to go out and hunt and get food in most places. Okay. I'm talking for most Americans here. You don't have access to free water. You don't have access to shelter. You don't have access to a lot of these things without money. Okay. So think about that for a bit. I support Ripple 100%, and this is actually very positive and bullish what their legal counsel is saying. So big congratulations to the XRP community. Now we have 304 concurrent viewers, only 179 likes. Please smash the like. Please smash the like. Yeah, we need to grift. Brad, we are going to be grifting over here. Why are we going to be grifting over here? Because we can. Because we can. Because we can. Because everybody grifts. Shout out to KS. Hello, fam. Hope everyone's well. And hello to Lolo's operating on my sister right now. Really quickly, you guys, my sister, really amazing story. She currently has a 4.0. And she's in school to get her master's in occupational therapy. And her target group of people she likes to work with, or she worked with before she was actually getting her master's, was severely autistic kids that were in the system and had committed some crimes, and they were too young to go to jail or to be incarcerated. So they were in homes, and she would service them and she would work with them and stuff like that. And that's an actual beautiful profession, because that particular demographic, any teenager for the most part, especially when you're in the system, boys and girls, you just kind of get overlooked all the time. So, but that was her get down, was to help these young kids, with their therapy and stuff like that. So I think it's important to give praise to people when they're doing amazing, selfless things. And she wasn't certified. Like, she was doing, I forget she was an assistant or something. So she wasn't making a whole lot of money, and she worked in pretty dangerous conditions. So I'm very proud of her. It makes me feel very, very, very proud. And shout out to all of the hood girls that figured it out and that turned their life around. Proud of all you guys, and boys too. You guys are amazing. Okay, now let's get back into it. Smash like. We need at least 300 likes. 300 likes, because your mom goes to college. Okay. Now, We talked about Ripple. All right, we talked about this story. What is this? Okay, Bitcoin news just in. I don't know who the hell these people are. I don't even know if they're really super accurate. Whoever posted this is freaking funny. I was just thinking my mouse is working so good. Yay. I don't know who these people are. All right. Justin, Better Markets Inc. writes a letter to the SEC saying spot Bitcoin ETF should not be approved. Better Markets websites features endorsements from Elizabeth Warren and Gary Gensler. That's actually very interesting, but that checks out. Elizabeth Warren hates crypto because she hates you too. Anybody who wants to impose additional regulations on you that don't make sense or additional protections when they don't have a proven track record could get a little bit problematic. And we all know about Gary Gensler. He's a puppet for the SEC. But basically they don't want to approve the Bitcoin spot ETF. And the reason why is because it infringes on what this current administration's narrative is. So F you. And again, with the Bitcoin spot ETF, you guys, I don't like the Bitcoin spot ETFs. That is not the true intent and purpose of Bitcoin. However, Bitcoin is supposed to be ungovernable and censorable. You can do whatever it is you want. So people want to do it, good for them. However, my issue with the Bitcoin spot ETF is because it's going to continue to force Americans to be lazy. Instead of us wanting to go out and self-custody, what we are going to do is simply go back in time. I am a grifter, and you're a grifter too. Your mom is lazy. Get him out of here. God. Please. Some of you should have been swallowed. Anyways, but a Bitcoin spot ETF basically would allow you to do, you can put some money into it. Your Bitcoin will be safely custodied everywhere else. But the reason why it's not 100% safe is because the people that are custodying your Bitcoin, if they do go into bankruptcy, you can actually lose it. Okay. We saw that with Prime Trust. Now, with that being said, the Bitcoin spot ETF will give more people more exposure to Bitcoin. But at the same time, you're supposed to actually own your Bitcoin. You can buy it from any crypto asset exchange that you've done your due diligence on and practice cold storage. You can do that if you want. Thank you for all the glitter. Thank you for all the glitter. So you can do that too. So, but you know, with the Bitcoin spot ETF, I'll go ahead and grift off of it. I'll go ahead and milk it so much. I own quite a bit of Bitcoin. I will go ahead and dump on TradFi. Don't care. And you should feel the same too. Anyways, let's take a look at the thing. We have 300 concurrent viewers. Shout out to Gary Gensler in the chat. Hood girl represent. Let's go. 308 concurrent viewers, only 207 likes. Stop MF and grifting and smash the like and get it up. Get it up. Also, too, I put my Femex ref link in the chat if you want to use it. That helps support me and the channel. And that's what's paying for our payroll right now. We also have a poll, 240 votes. How low will Bitcoin go? Lower than your mom on a Sunday a.m. Pizza day, $20,000, $25,000. Maybe we'll go back down to $20,000. We'll go like this. This Sunday, I will not be getting low because I got mom life to do. But Sunday after that, actually, I'll be traveling I'm going to Rare Evo. If you guys want to go to Rare Evo, I think we have a thing. Hold on. Do we have a little video? Oh, here we go. Where is it? Oh, hold on. We got a little Rare video.
Come meet
I'm going to be going to Rare Evo. Welcome back to the O Show.
So she's bringing her take on everything crypto to Rare Evo 2023. Rare Evo is being held on August 24th through 26th in Denver, Colorado at the Gaylord Rockies.
How was that? Was that good or was it too loud? I didn't hear it. Anyways, 303 concurrent viewers, only 218 likes when you least 300. But so one of the things I will tell you guys, is that something that's very, very important is that if you cannot afford to go to the conference, one thing that I do recommend that you do is going to go to the after parties and go to the networking events and even go outside the conference and hang out and talk to people and network. That will be absolutely beneficial for you. Why? Because it will be. And that's how I got my start, is I would go to all of these different events. But anyway, shout out to Rare Evo. I'm excited to go. Let's go ahead and get into the next story. F. Gary Gensler and F. Warren. Now, this is going to be about, I believe, the Bitcoin spot ETF or what's going on here? Let me read this. Okay, this is from Abacus. He's a buddy of mine. And let's go ahead and read here. Update. An expectation that that an appellate court ruling on Grayscale versus the SEC will come tomorrow. Majority of legal experts expect the decisions to favor Grayscale. An appellate win does not mean a spot Bitcoin ETF has been approved. It means that a potential speedy run on spot Bitcoin ETFs are much more likely. Okay. Also, he posted this. This is going to be the companies that have filed for the Bitcoin ETFs, the filing dates, Federal Register, the highest act, which 1933, very interesting that we're using laws from 1933 to define exactly what in the actual heft a lot of this stuff is. The status, the exchange, the custodian, and the next deadline. Coinbase is actually very high up on this list. They have 3 out of 5 that has been named, and the SEC has a deadline. The deadlines are coming up in September, and then the final deadlines. This is what I would do. I would go by the final deadlines. The final deadline right over here, babes, and this is important. April 22nd. This is when I would look for these things to actually be approved. I think, honestly, I am not fudding. I'm not causing issues. I just really think we're going to get a Bitcoin spot ETF in 2024 because our public servants can't get it together. If it does get approved prior to that, I'm more than happy to be wrong. But looking at this or thinking about this long term, I think that we are going to, or realistically, our government takes forever to do stuff. So it would make sense for me to believe this. But again, I'm happy to be wrong. Happy to be wrong. Now, Win LA conference, I'm not sure that I can, I don't know when the next LA one is. I'll have to see. But anyways, we have 233 likes, 276 people watching. You guys need to get the likes up. Let's get it up to at least 300. But this is really great news for Ripple and for the spot Bitcoin ETF. So fingers crossed. Also too, it looks like Grayscale, the ETF team is hiring. This is indicating to me that they think that their stuff might get approved. Really, really is. Now, let's talk about the FCA. The FCA sets out expectations for UK crypto asset businesses complying with the travel rule. Let's go ahead and go through this. New measures in the UK called travel rule require crypto operators to identify the sender and recipient of funds transfers. Legislation will kick in September 1st, and it is passed. When receiving funds from countries that don't currently comply with the travel rule, crypto firms should be making a risk-based assessment on whether to make crypto available to the beneficiary. This means firms should still collect customer data even when the transfer destination can't see it. That's effing BS. Firms should fully comply with the new legislation when making transfers within the UK or other compliant jurisdictions. The fact that this got passed is scary. It's predatory. It's not good. It's very, very, very bad. The fact that they're collecting your data, even if the customer data, the rules mean that firms should still collect customer data even if the transfer destination can't receive it. That's not okay. They're infringing on your privacy. That's scary. You shouldn't like that. So I'm sorry to everybody who lives in the UK. That's actually this is a very negative thing that was passed, and I'm surprised it passed there because they're a lot more crypto friendly than we are in the US. But I digress. Fed's offices see upside risk to inflation, possibly leading to more rate hikes. Minute show. I don't know how many more rate hikes we can see. Credit card, to pay back credit cards started 20%. Interest rates for houses, 8%. The housing market is at a standstill. But anyways, they said more rate hikes could be necessary in future unless conditions change. So the conditions are not going to change. The conditions will not change any way, shape, or form. So we're going to get more rate hikes. At that meeting, Fed raises its benchmark interest rate to the highest in more than 22 years. The highest in more than 22 years. So this is it's higher than it was back in 2001. Oh, somebody says, Wendy, I only invest in crypto so I can take you somewhere romantic and impress you. That's very thoughtful. I appreciate it. But kick your wife out instead. That would be really nice. She would appreciate that. All right. Officials noted pressure from a number of variables and stress that future decisions will be based on incoming data. Market reacts. 10-year U.S. Treasury yield hits highest since 2008 yesterday. That's not good. Bitcoin's correlation with stocks is at its lowest level in 2 years, and Bitcoin dumps today. Bitcoin dumping doesn't necessarily have a lot to do with some of this stuff, okay? Bitcoin is cyclical. It operates on a 4-year cycle. So, of course, we're still in the bear market, okay? We could be in the beginning of the bull market. Who knows? But this is all pretty standard to me. I'm not super whatever, we're in a recession. Actually, let me show you guys this post. I made this post on Twitter just so that you guys can see that I talk that talk, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and go to my profile. Let's go to my profile over here. So I made this post, and it's a good one. All right. The expired geriatrics have simply outdone themselves again with these achievements. transitory inflation. That basically means the public servant said, Jerome Powell says that inflation was transitory and it was going to end up going back down. That's not true. Ethereum, it's not a major price drop. This is typical bear market action. Generally, things retrace 80%. High gas prices, high cost of food, high interest rates, high cost of living, erasure of women, and 1 trillion in credit card debt. What did I miss? That's basically what is actually happening. Okay. That's what we're seeing happen with our public servants and with the money and all that type of stuff. It's just ridiculous. And the lack of anything for us can be a little bit problematic. They don't care about us. All right. We just got something. Ooh, fudge. This is not good. Shout out to Mixing for posting this. Breaking: Judge Torres has granted the SEC's request to have to file an interlocutory appeal in the Ripple case. Timeline included. Yikes. Oh, okay. Okay. It was expected, but this is good. This is good. Let's go ahead and let's post here. All right. Okay. Hold on. Let's see. All right, we're quote tweeting this. Will Judge Torres reinforce her decision on XRP, or will more harm be caused to the innocent and retail underdogs of America? Why are we tweeting this? Because we can. Because we can. Because we can. So this is why you watch the O Show, because we repost all of the breaking news. And shout out to Mixing. Mixing is absolutely amazing. Where are we at on Truflation? Who knows? 309 concurrent viewers, only 270 likes. We need at least 300 for putting us there. Is that real? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. The reason why this is real is because Eleanor is a reporter for Fox Business. Is just pretty accurate. But however, I advise you to continue to fact check me. When you fact check me, you're not only using critical thinking, but you're also expanding your mind and you're taking accountability for your actions. That's what we love. And that's why I rock with y'all. All right, now let's get into the next story here. Who's this? Hold on. Let me spruce my mama. Okay. Whatever. I have people coming over to my house. When am I leaving the U.S.? I can't for the next 11 years. Don't ask me why. For legal reasons. Well, I can leave the U.S. I can go travel. I just can't move. Anyway. Sign a prenup. Anyways, let's get back into the news. That was my mama, so I had to talk to mommy. Have you guys seen my mama? I'm going to show you guys my mom really quick. My mom is very, you guys will not believe how old she is also. So let me show you my mommy. Me and my mom we've had a very volatile relationship up until recently. Over the last 10 years, up until recently, my mom has been absolutely amazing to me during this time. Like, I can't even explain. I'm very grateful. But anyways, where's my mama? Here's my mommy. This is my mom. My mom is 68 years old. 68 years old. This is my mom. This was taken as we took this last year at HotepCon. And there's a couple things in this picture I wish I could say, but for legal reasons I can't. But this is my mama. Very nice Sicilian lady, and I appreciate her for everything that she's done. The fact that single parents can, and my mom was kind of a widow. So what happened was she left my dad because he had addiction and didn't get help. They divorced. He did some cuckoo things. He got remarried to this really rich, insane lady that was horrible to me and my sisters. They had a child. And then my parents were actually going to reconcile and he was going to come back home. But then he ended up dying on Christmas Eve, like right before. So my mom was a legitimate single mom, and shout out to the single parents that pull it together. that really, really pull it together for their kids when they're just going through so much, especially if you're dealing with an addict. That's super hard. So shout out to the men and women that just put it all aside for their kids, even though they're hurting, or even though the person that they were married to, because when you get married, you're supposed to be married forever, hurts them and lies to them and doesn't keep their vows. Because again, with relationships, it takes two. Sometimes it's 10-90, 50-50, 80-20, whatever it is. But when you decide to marry somebody, marriage is forever, in my opinion. However, if there's addiction there or there's abuse, you need to go. Anyways, let's get back into the news. Thank you so much, Crypto Man. I appreciate it. All right, let's get into this next story over here. Let's talk about this. President Trump warns that the US dollar is losing its dominance as the world's reserve currency. I agree with him, but let's talk about it. And again, you guys, it's not red versus blue with me. I just agree with him. I'm going to explain why, even though I absolutely hate fiat. Because you can print it, you can make more of it. But let me go ahead and play this for you beautiful people, because you guys are so smart and intelligent. All right, so let's go here.
In fact, it's waning in terms of our currency. And I'm not just talking about the value of our currency. I'm talking about our currency being used throughout the world.
You want the dollar to remain the world's reserve currency.
Well, I think it's bigger than losing any war. Mm-hmm. I think if it doesn't, look, we are already reverting to third world status in many ways. You look at our airports, you look at our terminals, you look at our filthy roads and broken roads and everything else. We're like a third world country. We have something that's very powerful, and that's our dollar all over. But
all right, let's talk about this really quick. Have you looked at our country? Have you looked at our roads? I'm born and bred Los Angeles County, California. We pay an absurd amount in taxes. Well, I don't think we're the highest in the nation, but we're pretty high. There's potholes. You go to the hood, our schools are 3 out of 10. We don't have great health care. We do not have we have an insane homeless population. We don't have mental health services. Trump is right here. He is 100% correct. And there has not been a lot being done with this current administration. What this current administration has been doing, they have been sending an absurd amount of money overseas. And just look at Hawaii. What they didn't, and again, you guys, I'm not pro-Trump. I'm not saying, I've told you a million times, I am voting for whoever is pro-crypto, pro-Bitcoin, and anti-CBDC. That's who I'm voting for. My biggest issue right now is what's happening in Hawaii. The fact that so many natives and so many people, local residents, have lost their livelihoods, and this administration said we're giving you each household one-time payment of $700. Understand, in certain communities, there's lots of different families living in a single household or on land and different things like that. Why? Because that's what people could afford, and that's part of their culture. The fact that they're only giving $700 per household, and I think it's a couple $1 million when you add it all up, but we've given billions, like over $100 billion to overseas. That sucks. And I understand that there's a conflict going on, but when you are giving more to other people than your own people that are suffering and starving and don't have shelter, that don't have basic access to, or their human rights are being violated because they don't have access to food, to clean water, to shelter, to none of this stuff. And BlackRock is out there trying to buy that property up. That's problematic to me. I don't like it. It's not okay. It's absolutely disgusting. But that's what we're seeing now. Is the current administration perfect? Is Trump perfect? No, none of them are perfect. They're all politicians. They all have massive egos. They literally don't care about you. None of them do. But he's right here when he is talking about the US dollar. US dollar is a scam. I don't like the fact that I can print it. I don't like anything about it. Nothing about the US dollar. However, public servants can do whatever they want with the US dollar. Let me have access to my crypto. Let me have access 24/7, 365 to my crypto, and I don't need none of y'all telling me what I need to do. Y'all want to manipulate the US dollar? That's fine, because I'm educated enough to know that Bitcoin is an amazing hedge against a lot of this crap and the predatory practices that are happening, and the banks. And all of you watching are educated enough to make a choice that works best for you and your family. So y'all know. Now, finish watching.
you take a look at what's happening to it now with other countries not using it. And you know, China wants.
Other countries aren't using it. El Salvador, I think, is rated higher than us by Moody's. I would have to take a look. No other countries want to trade with us. They don't care about our dollar because it's so massively inflated.
To replace it with the yuan. And
China.
It was unthinkable with us.
He who cannot be named, $1.99 super
would
chat.
Would never have happened. Now people are thinking about it. That could happen. In fact, it's waning in terms of our currency. And I'm not just talking about the value of our currency. I'm talking about our currency being used throughout the world.
Okay, so when he talks about our currency not being used or not being used throughout the world, our currency, the US dollar, was used for everything, and now it is not being used. A lot of countries are dropping it because of the high inflation we have, and we're no longer a superpower. Do I like fiat? No, but I understand exactly what he's saying. And in order to have a healthy economy so that the people are living good qualities of life, you need to have a strong currency. We don't have that here. Our kids are suffering. Our elderly are suffering. Our natives are suffering. A lot of us are in poverty. Like, there's no middle class anymore. And this is not okay. Okay. It's because we print money. It's because we have all of these bureaucrats in office. We have all these people placed into power that don't have no idea what they're doing. Gary Gensler should not be in charge of the SEC. Okay. We should have been able to vote him in. He wasn't able to be voted. A bureaucrat is when you're just placed into office, and that's not okay. This is all problematic. We have completely lost sight of what is important. The fact that we have horrible education in America is ridiculous. You look at a lot of these other, like a lot of places in Asia, even Russia, they have outstanding education. How do I know this? When I worked in healthcare, I worked with a large population of Russians, a large populations of folks from Ukraine and in that part of the world. They were so well versed in math. I worked with a lot of folks from India, a lot of folks from different places in the Middle East. They were so good at math. I was in school struggling for math in college because I wanted to work in healthcare, and I would bring my stuff to do on my breaks, and they would help me. And they go, oh, simple, da, 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 da. And that's why they get the good paying jobs in healthcare, is because they are heavily taught STEM, math and technology and engineering and science. They are heavily focused on that stuff. And then they come here for a better quality of life, and they get great jobs. And they should, because guess what? They worked hard for it. And our American schools don't teach that, because we're more concerned on boys versus girls and all this other crap. We're concerned about social issues that have that are just not benefiting our kids in any way. Okay. I've told my daughter, these are the things that I want her to focus on. And this was her and my dad, her dad and me agreed on a while ago, but who knows what's going to happen. Guitar, music. And it also helps you be better at mathematics, because it does creative thinking, critical thinking, all that type of stuff. Spanish, Espanol, because it's very important to have a second language. She could do Mandarin, but I would have a harder time communicating with her because I understand basic Spanish and I can speak a little bit of it, because I grew up around a lot of Mexicans, El Salvadorians, and they're amazing people. Love them. So we did guitar, Spanish, and math. Those are the subjects she has to excel in. Dance and all the other stuff that she's doing, that comes second. But those are what she needs to excel in, because if you have a strong math background, you can pretty much do all of these subjects in college or whatever it is. So anyways, I had to vent. We have 352 concurrent viewers. Smash a like. We need at least 350. You guys are absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. And yes, fortunately, I don't have to do bad by myself anymore. Unfortunately not. That's what happens, man. Women get picked up quick. So I'm going to tell y'all, if you're in a relationship with a woman and y'all are having problems, y'all got a kid, you got something going on, work it out. It is so much better and so much healthier for the child to just work it out. And you know what? I believe that anything can be fixed. I believe that anything that's broken could be fixed if there's effort by both parties. And if you're willing to say, hey, you know what? I made a mistake. I'm sorry, and communicate and actively work on that. Therapy is ugly and changing is ugly. But it takes time. But guess what? It is better all around. It will make you a better person. And plus, too, we love single moms. All right, let's get back into the next story. So, and this is from, what's going on over here? Arkham. Donald Trump's crypto holdings are now on Arkham. We believe the real Donald Trump owns this wallet. This is supported by information from his financial statement filed on August 14th. So this is basically indicating, I don't like that people are in other people's business, but it's crypto. But basically he has quite a bit of money. He's got about $2.8 billion in Ethereum. That's what it looks like, I think. Anyways, shout out to President Trump. He's a holder. He's a hodler. All right, now let's talk about Cardano. Mr. Charles H. doesn't like me, but that's okay. We're still going to be going to Rare Evo, and we will still support the Cardano ecosystem. Charles tweeted, no matter how many times the VC coins, the crypto media, or the maxi crowd proclaims we are dead, irrelevant, or failing, we're always reminded that Cardano is here to stay. I didn't even know that this was happening, but I tweeted this. Because a lot of people, so I'm going to explain to y'all what happened. I'll tell y'all. But I tweeted this about Cardano, and I fully believe it. And if you guys watch my channel enough, you know that this is what I believe. The Cardano ecosystem has been expanding like crazy, and I think by the next run, we will see ADA thrive fundamentally. I agree with them. ADA has Let me go down. DeFi, stables, privacy coins, NFTs, DEXs, all kinds of different things that are building. And they also have smart contracts. So what ended up happening is I had some nasty people clip things of me when I was on with Bitcoin Maximalist and posted on crypto Twitter like I was trashing Cardano. I don't have an issue with Cardano. There's things I don't like about it, and there's things that I do like about it. For a very long time, Cardano was just kind of not doing what they needed to do development-wise, okay? And that's okay. That happens. And I called it out. People got mad. Guess what? I'm not going to sit here and say that everything's perfect. I report on the news. I'm supposed to report non-bias stuff. That's what I do. So they did. So Charles was mad at me, whatever it is. But I agree with him. Cardano ecosystem is going to continue to thrive. Will Cardano be a direct competitor of Ethereum? I don't know. We'll have to see. But anyways, I do like Cardano. I do hold Cardano. I did buy a little bit about a couple weeks ago. That is not financial advice. I'm not telling you to do it. I want to hedge with it. I think it'll be great. And I hope Bitcoin dumps to $10,000, which it won't. But I hope it does so that I can go ahead and buy up some of that. Anyways. Let's take a look at the next story. Shout out to the Polygon matic holders. I'm a matic holder. Moonbags. Polygon Labs and Korean mobile giant SK Telecom forge Web3 partnership. They will develop a Web3 ecosystem, and both entities will actively looking for promising Web3 startups to incubate and support. So if you're somebody that is building on Polygon or Web3, etc., reach out to them and maybe they will incubate you. Next, shout out to Stellar. Today, we're excited to share the open source release of Stellar disbursement platform. From paying gig workers anywhere in the world delivering digital aid, anyone can power global payments using digital assets with this publicity available, bulk disbursements tool. This is awesome. So basically, the platform was initially developed or deployed for digital aid disbursements in Ukraine. It is now open source and available for use and further development. It's integrated with Stellar's global network of on and off ramps covering 180 countries. So this is the type of thing that we love to see in crypto. With the banking system, you wouldn't see something like this open source. But with crypto assets, this is what we can do. So big shout out to everybody who's holding Stellar and everybody who's supported the project. This is great news, and fundamentally, this is strong, and this gives them strong fundamental value, I personally believe. Nobody uses Cardano. Okay, Vincent. KS has sent me Cardano. He sent me NFT, so I don't know what to tell y'all. Shout out to Queen. She got moonbags of XLM. All right, let's get into the next over here. Shibainu. SHIB plunges 9% on apparent Shibarium bridge issues. This is a meme coin. Why do we need to have a bridge? Why do we need to have any other utility with it? Anyways, let's read this. Similar to Polygon, Ethereum, and other blockchains, Shibarium is open for anyone to build on. Regrettably, this also provides an avenue for bad actors to develop scam apps and rug pull tokens. Well, duh, that's part of operating in a true decentralized economy. Among other things, the mere incorporation of the term Shibarium or SHIB in their names holds no credibility. Prioritize research, delve into their Telegram and Discord channels, gauge the community atmosphere, scrutinize their social media posts, and check Etherscan. Prioritizing your safety is paramount. Yep, I agree with them 100%. You should be doing that anyways. And if you're not doing it, I don't know what to tell you. But basically, the network is going to focus on metaverse and gaming apps. I don't think this is really needed. I think it's just kind of stupid. But I understand there's a lot of SHIB bag holders. I got all mine taken from Voyager, I think. So if you like SHIB, good for you. Awesome. But it's a meme coin to me. Basically, it came, users were unable to bridge tokens to Shibarium. I'm sure they'll get it fixed though. And by early this morning, users had transferred 954 ETH worth 1.7 million and over 750 worth of bone to the contract. All funds are stuck. Users were blocked from sending messages on a community forum on Discord shortly after initial reports of the issues began. So I don't know why people are shocked about this, but anyway, this is a beautiful story, and this is also going to segue what's going on in El Salvador and why President Bukele is absolute GOAT. El Salvador's Bitcoiners teach 12-year-olds how to send sats. So the school children are being taught to set up a wallet and send their first Bitcoin transactions by members of El Salvador's Bitcoin Beach. Around 70% of El Salvador's are currently unbanked, and the group running the after-school programs. The beach community leader told Cointelegraph he believes early education on Bitcoin, money, and the economy are important. He said the kids will be able to seek better employment opportunities. This right here, this is powerful. If you're watching the show, go to your local communities and educate people on Bitcoin. I think that would be amazing. It would be a really great act of service. And also what you can do is you can probably set up a nonprofit and run that under there and take like a tax loss or do something. I don't know. You would need to talk to a CPA, but you should be able to do that legally in some aspect and do a loophole. But I think this is absolutely beautiful. The beautiful thing about Bitcoin is anybody can use it. It's borderless. And what makes me so excited about it is that seeing people go out there and actually continue to do good with it and teach people about money. The fact that these 12-year-old kids are getting access to this type of education, even if they don't end up like using Bitcoin later on in life, it's still helping to expand their mind. There's still adults that are out there that are sitting with them, talking to them, educating them, giving them attention. I don't know anything about these kids. I just know when I was 12, I would have loved for someone to sit down with me and give me the time of day. My mother did the best that she could, but let's face it, especially young kids and kids that come from poverty, we need a little bit of extra love and care. I think it's a beautiful thing. I don't care for Bitcoin maximalists, but I think this is beautiful what they did, and I will give them credit where credit is due. So thank you, Bitcoin maximalists. So that account that trolls me on Twitter, you can go ahead and clip that a-hole. 322 concurrent viewers, 366 likes. You guys are so beautiful. Good morning to Mystical Oaks. You guys, I just want to let you know that Mystical Oaks is my most beautiful friend, and she's also very beautiful on the outside, but on the inside too. So Oaks, I'm sending you love and light, and I give you this gift of a candle. Smells good. Love you, girl. Love you, bestie. All right, let's get into the next story. And I'll wish her warm wishes. Send her love and light today, you guys, because I said so. No, I'll kick you. FTX asked courts to settle Genesis dispute for 175 million Genesis claim. The release of 170 million customer claim and other near worthless Alameda claims, down from 3.9 billion to 2 billion asserted. This must be the worst deal to date, especially in light of the new DCG Genesis DOJ investigation. Genesis claims are currently worth more than FTX's, as Genesis lender balances are inflated by the interest they earn from lending. Genesis was repaid by Alameda with billions of FTX customer funds in 2022. The coins they hold may be directly traced to FTX customer deposits. We expect the UCC to object to this deal. Well, guess what? The deal was struck for 175 million in bankruptcy court. Genesis is FTX's largest creditor, unsecured creditor, with 226 million owed. They says it will hopefully smooth out the path to confirmation of the Genesis Chapter 11 reorganization. Wow. 5% of the original claim. 5%. And guess who made out like a bandit? The attorney. So those of you who support clawbacks, those of you that support retail clawbacks or business clawbacks and think that you're going to get all this money back, this is probably what you're going to get back. And even the insiders clawbacks and that type of stuff, these people, they might just settle for like 5%, and you're actually going to be spending more in attorney's fees than what you're getting back. Think about that a bit. But the more money and the more time is wasted, the attorneys make out like bandits. And guess what? They should, because they're doing a valuable service here. Wow. Anyways, my beautiful babies, I got to get going. I've got some more family coming. I've got some content to record. I'm sending you love and light. Thank you so much for being here with me. Thank you so much for sharing this video and for watching my content and watching the 3:30 p.m. PST videos and sharing those. And thank you, Queen, for calling me a phenomenal mother. I appreciate that. I'm working really, really, really hard to do that. And thank you guys for all of you that have signed up with my ref link and, support the O Show. I appreciate you guys. Anyways, WendyO is out, sending love and light. And I am about tomorrow night. I will, in fact, go lower than your mom on a Sunday morning. Bye-bye. Bye, babies.